Allegations of corruption keep growing in North Bergen, stretching from a public housing complex to perhaps into that city's town hall. Well, tonight, more whistleblowers, current and former insiders claim that some apartments meant for the needy are instead going to friends and supporters of North Bergen's mayor. Chief Investigative Reporter Jonathan Deans is here with more for us. Jonathan?
Chuck, insiders stepping forward with new troubling allegations after we first reported on no-show job claims involving Jeffrey Santini, the former housing security director there. Santini has close ties to North Bergen Mayor Nicholas Sacco. Santini was fired after our initial story. But insiders tell us the no-show job allegations just scratched the surface of corruption at the North Bergen Housing Authority. Meet Cheryl O'Shea. She's a political ally of North Bergen Mayor Nicholas Sacco. O'Shea works at the North Bergen Housing Authority and lives there in this 3-bedroom townhouse. Based on a reported $15,000 a year salary at the Housing Authority, O'Shea pays $350 a month in rent. But state pension records show O'Shea is actually paid about $51,000 a year. And under guidelines, her rent should be roughly $1,300 a month.
She makes way more than $14,000.
It is not a fair and square process. Their salaries aren't truthful and they get reduced rent for it.
Is it just employees or is it political supporters as well?
Political supporters as well.
Also, meet Esther Cordero, seen here on the Housing Authority Facebook page. Whistleblowers say she's a staunch supporter of Mayor Sacco. Cordero is an assistant building manager at the Housing Authority. Based on a reported salary of $22,000, she pays $550 a month. But state records show she really earned $40,000 in 2016, where she should have been paying roughly $1,000 a month.
It's not right, especially with the apartments that needy families could be using.
6 current and former insiders familiar with the Housing Authority have stepped forward to allege abuses at the federally funded complex.
I believe it's criminal.
A spokesman sent us a statement on behalf of the Housing Authority and staff telling us 11 employees do have apartments and that some do extra labor on the property. Quote, those employees are not bound by income restrictions. But federal officials tell us just 3 employees are approved by HUD for what they call special live-in deals.
I call the meeting to order.
The director of the Housing Authority is former North Bergen Deputy Police Chief Gerald Sanzari. Jonathan Deans with NBC. Sanzari at first defended his housing security director, Jeffrey Santini, amid no-show job allegations. How many hours a week does he work here?
He works 35, 40, 45.
Santini was fired after our stories ran. These insiders allege that under Sanzari, some employees are extensions of the Sacco political machine, making housing decisions in part based on a tenant's political support for Mayor Sacco.
Cheryl O'Shea would look and see if people are supporters, and if they aren't, they would not get an apartment. It was Cheryl, who's manager of that building, who said, I don't want her here. She votes for the opposition.
The people in need have been turned down because of their political affiliation.
And they say O'Shea, the now fired security director Santini, and others pressed workers to support Mayor Sacco politically, especially buying tickets to Sacco's campaign fundraisers.
They come up behind you. They give you your ticket. They'll block your car in. They know if you do buy one or not.
A housing spokesman said political opponents of the Sacco administration have made similar claims numerous times in the past, and they have no merit.
We've seen cases like this.
Former federal prosecutor David Miller reviewed the many allegations being raised.
Remember, of course, that this housing authority receives federal funding. That could make all of these actions federal crimes. Because even if you're looking at small amounts individually, number one, they aggregate up, and number two, we're potentially talking about wide-ranging political corruption.
The 6 current and former insiders say they're blowing the whistle now to try to level the playing field for needy families desperate for affordable housing.
When is enough enough?
I often wonder where the FBI, where the Attorney General is.
After our past reports on the authority, a federal criminal investigation was open. Late today, the housing spokesman said its director will now seek additional guidance from HUD on how many employees can be given apartments so the housing authority is in compliance with all regulations, adding that anyone with corruption allegations should feel free to report them. Chuck, Natalie, back to you.